over 21,000 refugees unregistered in Nigeria. So today, we want to, this is quite a humanitarian focus, and that is where we're a humanitarian emergency, and that is where we are turning our focus, and it has been unfolding within Nigeria's borders, and this is one that rarely makes it to our headlines. This is something we rarely talk about, but it carries serious implications for human dignity, like I mentioned in the, when I was talking earlier on. It carries deeper implications when it comes to national security, when it comes to regional stability as well. And new figures from the United Nations Refugee Agency have revealed that more than 21,000 refugees and asylum seekers in Nigeria remain unregistered, effectively invincible to the systems meant to protect them. And registration is not just about paperwork. It is a gateway to food, it is a gateway to healthcare, shelter, and of course, legal protection. So without it, you get thousands of people left stranded, left vulnerable to hunger, exploitation, and abuse. And as Nigeria continues to, shoulder the burden of hosting refugees from conflict zones while also managing millions of internally displaced persons, the question today is very simple, but it is very urgent and one that we must ask. Can Nigeria's humanitarian and security systems keep up with a growing refugee backlog without leaving lives behind?
Exactly.
We know the context of this story already because we took it in the news review segment. But then, Mary, what struck me the most about this news story is not just about the number, like I said before. It is the implication of this, what the number truly represents, like I mentioned earlier on. And, because when we get people unregistered, they are it's not just about undocumentation, it's not just about, them being undocumented, rather. It's about them being functionally absent in our society and also from policy thinking. It also means that anytime human beings exist outside official systems, then there is a problem. There will be issues of neglect, there will be issues of abuse, just like we've seen on the news. There will be issues of, that eventual instability, like I mentioned earlier on. And I think this is not just about a refugee issue. It's about how we manage human movement in a region, how we manage, borders as well, how we manage, Nigeria has a very porous border. People can come in and out. I remember when I was traveling from Calabar back to Abuja, and somebody was in the car, and we never knew that person could not speak English. He's coming from Cameroon. He could understand only French, but I think he's a Muslim, and he could understand only French, and I think Hausa. He can speak Hausa to an extent. And then it was when we got to the border that one of the immigration personnel stopped us, and they were like, for their normal checks, and they were like, everybody come out, show your ID cards. Did I go with an ID? I think my dad was the one that showed his ID card, and then, they were like, okay, you people are family, okay, these children, papa, mama, this, that, okay, you come, and then he came forward. He was just hiding at everybody's, like he was behind. He was shaky, and people were wondering what is going on here. That was until he was recognized, or he was identified not to be a Nigerian. They started asking questions. He was speaking what the people could not even understand, and then they had to call one of the immigration persons that can understand French. Then he started speaking, and I could understand a little of French as at then. So I was trying to tell them what he was saying, that he is from Cameroon, and this blah, 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 and this is what he is saying. So that tells you how our borders are. People can just come in and go out. He was identified. You can imagine, let me shock you. Let me cut the long story short. They allowed him go.
Okay, that's it.
At what basis? I don't know. I couldn't ask questions. I mean, I couldn't have asked any question as at that time. So they allowed him go. So that's to tell you how porous our borders are. People can come in,
and you can
go out.
How
people
many
come in. You get people from Niger, people from Chad,
identified
properly. So this is a problem, and responsibilities here, especially with our borders, are meant to be very rigid, but they aren't. They aren't at all. So when we talk about registration um, being about control as much as it is about compassion, let me be a bit blunt here. When we talk about registration, is often framed as a humanitarian favor. That's what we think all of these things are. When we talk about these refugees should be registered and whatnot, it's not just a humanitarian favor. It's about state control.
Exactly.
It's a state control mechanism, especially especially Nigeria that is battling with insecurity issues, economic challenges, and we are not talking about we're not talking about our government needs to, register people so they know who is within their borders, who are inhabitants of their country, who are coming here to work, people are not coming here to work, those that are coming to seek asylum, those that are coming for this, so that we can identify people. We are not doing well with data.
Let's even do that so that we can know where our problem is coming from.
Exactly.
Because right now you keep on hearing unknown government. Unknown, where are they coming from? Where are they coming from exactly? Let our borders be properly checked. To be rigid is not something bad.
Exactly.
At least people coming in should be well identified. Where are you coming from? Where are you going to? How long are you staying? Even if we were to provide for you, want to know what you're coming. Are you coming to add to our problems, or you're coming to? Should I put it like that? Let's know you. Let's know them properly, because having all these eternally displaced persons and refugees here and there do not even make sense at all.
Exactly. If we want to be big brothers as Nigeria, let's be big brothers with proper structure.
With the fact that we're battling with insecurity right now, it's enough problem for us to face our borders strictly, especially what comes in, because a lot of people bring a lot of things in from that place and we do not even know. At the end of the day, we're suffering for what we don't know. No. So let's be accountable enough.
And this you have even said, one of the reasons, I guess, is because, not I'm even guessing, it's mostly because we most times see refugees as temporary inconvenience. Exactly. When they come, they will go ahead because we know these people are coming here to seek help. Maybe there's war in their community, in their countries or something, so they'll just shift. Those, especially in the nearby towns that are close to these borders, will run, and come to other countries to seek refuge. Then when they come, we'll just take them like their temporary inconvenience. When they finish, they'll go, but let's help them for the
Do we even know when they are going back?
You get, so I feel like that sense of urgency will just, disappear. We will not take all of these things, but we have to understand that displacement in these regions it has been short term, and so treating it like an emergency instead of a long-term reality, one that needs, proper policy, it will become a policy error, and that is what it is becoming. For the UN to come and identify that, most of the states that are burdened with these refugees are stretched thin already. Cross River State, Borno State, Adamawa State. These are the places. All of the I just shared the story with you that somebody was coming in from Cameroon to Cross River has a border with Cameroon. So when all of these people come in, the funny thing is that they will be making plans here in Abuja about refugee, how to cater for them. But when the real need, when it arises, is those states that have borders with this country that will be bothered with the issue. That will be bothered with these responsibilities. Yes. So, and it's a problem. You see a state that is trying to cater for its own people, then you are, but it should be a policy. It should be put into the policy, and we know there is policy catering for this. There are policies, or there is a policy. I am very sure, but I don't know how effective it is. So we are not saying that refugees should not come. People should not seek refuge in Nigeria, or we should not, people should not come and seek asylum in Nigeria. What we are saying is that Nigeria, we are battling with our own issues. But if we must have refugees come into our country, get their data. Because we have a growing problem of insecurity. Of course. And we are trying to tackle it. So how else? Immigration is a serious security problem too. That's in as much as it is a humanitarian problem. So we should understand that this could be another growing challenge. It is a crisis already. It is.
Yeah.
It is. For the UN to come out and identify it, it is already. So I think we should just do better with data. Where are we at with, data-driven, technologies and whatnot? If we say we cannot go house to house to can, I remember the last census, it has not still been conducted. I don't know how they did it because I was supposed to participate.
Are we registered?
I was supposed to participate and go and count people too.
Okay.
And I waited and I heard that, it has been postponed. And until now, I've not heard anything. So I don't know how it was run. And that was in 2023, 2024. I think, if I'm not mistaken. Where are we at with it? Every day we are over 200 million in Nigeria. We are over 200 this in Nigeria. We are over 200 this in Nigeria. In this Nigeria that I'm saying like this.
You sure we're not even up to
I mean, and we have started saying that border states are paying the price. Yes, because these states are overwhelmed. They cannot, cater for this because registration has become the least urgent task compared to all of those immediate survival strategies and whatnot. Like, let's give them food, let's give them security for now, let's give them a place to sleep, and then at the end of the day, that food and shelter you want to give them will not turn out to be the problem again, because these states are left to cater for them. Then they are overstretched. They are trying to cater for their own people in their own state. They are overstretched and they can no longer feed everybody.
And again, it becomes a problem.
It becomes a problem.
These people want to look for a way to cater for themselves. And looking for a way, but they might not look for a way the right way.
Exactly.
They might, in the process of looking for a way, they would commit one crime or another, adding to the problem of the society already. So that's why we need all these people to be accounted for. Like, something came to my mind when you were talking about registration and having people's data. In my head, I'm like, even the people that are not refugees yet in this country, that we as citizens, are we really recognized? Have they been catering for the people here? Talk more of the people over there.
We're catering for ourselves.
We're catering for ourselves. That's it. So it's an additional problem to the country, which we do not need right now, because we're trying to make sure things align. We're trying to make sure things are put in place with everything that is happening right now, especially insecurity.
Yeah, I like when you mentioned
especially
that
insecurity.
Because,
because when we are able to account for people coming from the borders, we can at least solve a little of our problem to know where this insecurity, because it's like it became very, very bloody 2025 around. That's what I think, because with what I saw going on, it was not friendly at all. And most people were just saying, these people are not from Nigeria. They don't talk, they don't dress like Nigerians. For the ones they saw, for
with
the
how
ones
diverse we are in culture, in tribes, in whatnot.
Okay. So I think that should be looked into by the government.
When you mentioned the issue about the security conversations we are trying to avoid here with this issue, I like that you mentioned that, because like you rightfully said, most of these unregistered people, they are very vulnerable, and you mentioned that too, because like you said, they create that security blind spot because they can easily recruit them. Yes. They can easily recruit them. They can easily, call. I think this is where humanitarian idealism should meet that security realism. They must find the balance. I always talk about balance ground. They must find the balance ground. I think this is where they should meet, because when people are outside the system, they become easy targets for criminal networks.
Very, very easy.
Easy targets, because people want to look for a way to, survive. There's no education for them. There is nothing. So whatever means they see, they just want to, go there, and then find means to survive. There will be extremist recruiters. There will be traffickers. There will be trafficked, rather. There will be smugglers. They will use them for so many things, and not because they want to be, but because
of the situation
desperation will, removes choices. there's a level you get to in life, and you say whatever comes, whatever the alternative is, is there even an alternative? Whatever it is, just let life just play it out.
At that point, you just want to survive.
You just want to survive.
Whatever it takes.
You just want to survive. So I think security agencies sometimes see refugees only as, they see them only through that risk lens. Oh, you get these people at risk, and then humanitarians too on their own end, they used to see them as victims. And sometimes I'm just like, all these views, this way we view refugees is very incomplete to me. I think we should view them more than that, because this registration is very important. While we are trying to play compassionate, and while we are trying to be security conscious, we should also bridge that gap between compassion and security. And because if that bridge collapses, everyone will be in trouble. The country will be in disaster as well. So we have to do more with that. You wanted to say something?
I said that many of them do not have formal education where you can even communicate rightly to them or want to.
Even if they have formal education, it was halted because of there is war in your country. It's just like the internally I like that they even mentioned internally displaced person in the news, in the report, because there's internally displaced persons. You were going to school, you're having a normal life, and then war came to your state or to your community. Everything will stop for you. So it's not like most of them are not educated. Education may just be disrupted completely. And then for those little ones, that's where you can say no education at all, because we are trying to cater for internally displaced persons. We are now trying to cater for refugees. I mean, it's a whole lot of Nigeria, and we're hosting refugees. We are managing millions of IDPs. We are dealing with poverty. I'm not going to remove that, because the whole of Nigeria, everybody in Nigeria is dealing with something. We are dealing with poverty. We are dealing with inflation. We are dealing with insecurity. So I think it's a problem, and at some point, our system will get tired.
Of course.
Yes, because even trying to cater for Nigerians and say, I don't know, shaky somehow. And even if we don't want to admit it, I think if we don't want to admit it, that's what I see here. Because I'm not talking about indifference. I'm talking about the exhaustion, because we will be tired. We will be tired. No matter how we want to play Big Brother, we will be tired.
Why are you always using the Big Brother?
We are Big Brothers.
Okay.
We are Big Brothers in Africa. Nigeria is Big Brother to all African countries. So even if we want to play it, we played it in Benin. We went there and we did that see how we just disbanded or scattered the whole plan and everything. And,
I like the way you're describing
put peace into my country. Nigeria is a great country after all. But put peace in the country, and we are trying to do that in our country as well. I think the president is trying. He's trying to do one or two things. So, because no matter how we see it, these are countries that share borders with us. We cannot completely just tell them, go away. You get, when they run to the country, we have to find a way to help them. But the way to help them is to identify them. That's what we are saying. Get data correctly, so that because all of this responsibility, they will not just disappear because capacity is stretched. Nigeria just needs to restructure how to handle displacement properly. I think that's what we need. And, learn how to decentralize response and learn how to plan for long term, because we like reactive responses. When something happens, that is when you see us run and say, hey, what are we going to do about it? Now that this report has come out, you start hearing, what are we going to do about these are things. Even as this report is like a call to action. You should also be, in as much as it is a call to action, they should also plan for long term. Not just, because they have called us out, what are we going to do about this now? And so we go off the news. But, let's think about coordination.
I feel that why issues have been looked into is because it's there in the news. And once it has lasted for 2-3 days, it's going down, there are no responses anymore. There are no push to do what is needful. You see that reluctantness, you see that procrastination will come in. Okay, let's move to the next case that is pressing. Let's move to something else that is trending. And I don't think that is nice, because attacking what is trending for that time is trending, and leaving it after everything is not nice, because that problem remains unsolved.
Yes.
And one way or another, you will fall back to that problem. So I just feel now that is in the news, it should not just be looked at like, oh, it's in the news, let's look for what to do. Like you said, we'll start running up and down now to know, oh, what can we do? How can we put things to order? And then at the long run, you just see everybody relaxing. Let's leave this. And don't forget, while you're relaxing, the news will still come up again. Because when it's not attended to, people will still bring it up.
Exactly.
At that point, you start coming back to do what you were supposed to do before.
People are not just bringing it up because they are bringing it up, because the problem is affecting us. And
it's affecting us,
yes,
of course.
I think I just feel like this is where everybody needs to be involved.
Of course.
Yes, both the government, both humanitarian agencies, both security agencies, and every one of us, because you will hear that humanitarian agencies will tell you that they depend on government for access.
Okay.
Government will tell you that they depend on security for clearance. Why security will tell you that they depend on intelligence to get their own. Everybody is depending on something, and everyone will be there waiting for someone else to make the first move.
Okay.
You get so, and that is not what we want. We want Nigeria does not need more sympathy statements.
I would ask you at this point, which of them do you want to respond for? Which of them do you feel is holding?
Everybody should come together. Everybody should come together.
The first move should be.
Everybody should come together. All of humanitarian agencies, government to security agents, everybody should come together, because Nigeria does not need more sympathy statements. Nigeria does not need more emergency pledges. You know, we don't need any report to come and call us to action again. What we need is clear leadership, ownership. And I remember yesterday I talked about ownership. That sense of ownership, very important. Let's stop seeing you know, managing refugees should come with clear leadership, ownership. It should be in the policy properly, not just something that is by the way, because we have taken it as something that is by the way. Whenever it resurfaces, like you said, that's when we'll now go and attend to it. But then I think we just need one command structure. We just need an accountability, you know, source. We just need one accountability line, one sense of urgency, not this one is doing their own, everything is just scattered. Humanitarians are complaining, states are doing their own. As they are writing all of the policy and whatnot in Abuja, let it bring states together. Call especially those states that have borders with these countries that are, you know, that refugees come from. Call them, let's plan together, you know, collect the data of this, work together. I think that's just what we just need: coordination. And coordination will not come by accident. Coordination is very structural. Coordination is very strategic. And that is what we need. And until we face all of these backlogs, I think we'll keep, you know, all of these issues will keep resurfacing, like you said, and growing quietly. And it's a crisis. It's a crisis. But then, Mary, let's get your last word so we can call it a day.
Did I say you've already said what I wanted to say?
Okay.
Everybody should just come together and do what is right, and let's do the needful moving forward. Okay.
So, yes, it's no longer news that conflict is, you know, persisting across the region, and displacement will not slow down, but systems can surely adapt. The fate of over 21,000 unregistered refugees is not just a humanitarian issue any longer, and we have re-emphasized this, you know, during the course of the discussion. It is a test of governance. It is a test of coordination, compassion in a fragile region. And the conversation, like we always say, doesn't just end here. We invite you to continue the discussion with us, share your thoughts, follow our updates, and engage across all our digital platforms at Idea Television. Join the conversations, follow us so that you can stay informed. Also go through our website, you know, go through our social media platforms, send us messages via our email at Idea TV Limited as well. And do not forget that Idea Universities of Interest second edition is out and is there free. That free is coming with, like, in capital letters. It's free and is ready for us to download. And also the audio videos are on our social media platforms, on YouTube as well. You can go and watch them and see how we have spotlighted the Pan-African universities. What you can say about it. What do you need the government to do to help such you know, university grow? Because the African Union have come together to, you know, put this university in place, but how can we make it grow so that it can be that hub of innovation in Africa?